The emergency beacon had been broadcasting for 72 standard hours when Captain Nihal Zarian finally accepted the inevitable truth. No one was coming. The Calaxian research vessel Stellar Dawn drifted powerless in the Kepler void, its fusion cores dead, life support failing, and hull breached in 3 critical sections. "Captain," Communications Officer Adnan reported, his forearms working frantically across the damaged console, "I'm detecting another vessel approaching our position." Nihal's scaled hide rippled with cautious hope. Her species, the Calaxians, had evolved from aquatic predators, and her instincts screamed that hope was dangerous in the void. "Configuration, Origin?" Adnan's compound eyes focused on the sensor data, then widened in disbelief. It's impossible, Captain. The ship registers as human design, but it's massive, easily 3 kilometers in length. The energy signatures are unlike anything in our databases." "Human?" Nihal's gills fluttered in confusion. Humans were barely spacefaring, having only achieved faster-than-light travel 2 decades ago. They were considered a minor species by the Galactic Confederation, notable only for their stubborn refusal to accept their limitations. "Are you certain?" "Positive identification confirmed. Transmitting Federation standard greeting protocols now." The response came immediately, broadcast on all frequencies in perfect galactic standard. "Calaxian vessel Stellar Dawn. This is Captain Sarah Chen of the United Earth starship Indomitable. We have received your distress signal. Prepare for immediate assistance." Nihal exchanged glances with her bridge crew. "The Indomitable?" No human vessel of that name existed in any registry, yet as the ship approached, their sensors revealed details that defied explanation. The vessel's hull gleamed with an almost organic sheen, and energy readings suggested power output equivalent to a small star. "Captain," Adnan whispered, "they're requesting permission to establish a transport link. Their technology. I can't even identify half these readings." "Grant permission," Nihal decided. "What choice do we have?" The transport was unlike anything the Calaxians had experienced. Instead of the familiar tingle of molecular disassembly, they felt a gentle warmth as reality seemed to fold around them. One moment they stood on their dying bridge, the next they materialized in a pristine medical bay aboard the human ship. The human captain who greeted them stood barely 5.5 feet tall, dwarfed by Nihal's 8-foot frame, yet her presence commanded immediate respect. Her dark eyes held depths that spoke of experiences far beyond her apparent youth. "Captain Zarian," Sarah Chen said with a slight bow, "welcome aboard the Indomitable. My medical team is already treating your wounded crew members. Your ship will be fully repaired within 6 hours." "Impossible," Nihal breathed. "Your species lacks the technology for such rapid repairs. The damage to our fusion cores alone would require weeks in a Federation shipyard." Sarah's smile held secrets. "Much has changed since humans left known space, Captain. We've learned much during our time in the deep void." Adnan stepped forward, his translator working overtime to process his excitement. The energy readings, the materials, the transport technology. None of this should exist. "What happened to your people?" "We adapted," Sarah replied simply. "When the Galactic Confederation dismissed humanity as inconsequential, when we were denied membership despite meeting all requirements, we chose a different path. We went beyond the edge of mapped space and found teachers." She gestured to the massive view screen which displayed the void around them. But now Nihal could see what her ship's inferior sensors had missed. Structures. Vast geometric forms that defied comprehension, floating in the empty space between stars. "The architects," Sarah continued, "have existed for millions of years. They watched civilizations rise and fall, but humanity, we were different. We didn't seek to conquer or exploit. We sought to understand, to learn, to become better than we were." "And they shared their technology with you?" Nihal asked, incredulous. "They shared their wisdom. The technology, we developed ourselves, guided by principles they taught us. The universe is vast, Captain, filled with wonders beyond imagination, but it's also dangerous. The Confederation's isolationist policies, their rigid hierarchies, their fear of change, these things make them vulnerable to what's coming." Adnan's antennae twitched nervously. "What's coming?" Before Sarah could answer, alarm sounded throughout the ship. The view screen shifted to show space around the Stellar Dawn erupting with hostile contacts. Sleek, predatory vessels emerged from hyperspace, their hulls black as the void itself. Devourers, Sarah said grimly. They consume entire civilizations, leaving nothing but empty systems behind. They've been moving through the outer rim for months, and now they're pushing toward Confederate space. Nahal watched in horror as dozens of the alien ships surrounded their position. Each one was larger than a Federation cruiser, bristling with weapons that seemed to bend light around them. "We have to run," she whispered. "Alert the Confederation fleet." "No," Sarah said calmly. "We stand and fight." The human captain moved to her command chair with fluid grace. "All hands battle stations. Target the lead vessels. Remember our training." What followed challenged everything Nahal thought she knew about space combat. The Indomitable moved like a living thing, flowing between enemy fire with impossible grace. Its weapons didn't simply destroy the Devourer ships, they unmade them, reducing matter to component atoms with surgical precision. But it wasn't just the technology that amazed her. It was the crew. Humans working with seamless coordination, anticipating each other's actions, operating as if they shared a collective consciousness. They fought not with rage or fear, but with calm determination and absolute confidence in their abilities and each other. Within minutes, the Devourer fleet was annihilated. "How?" Adnan whispered. Sarah turned to face them, and Nahal saw something in her eyes that made her gills flutter with recognition, the look of an apex predator that had found its purpose. "Humans are pack hunters, Captain. We're social creatures who thrive on cooperation and shared purpose. The architects didn't just teach us technology, they taught us to unlock our potential, to become what we were always meant to be." She gestured to the stars beyond. "The Confederation rejected us because they feared our unpredictability, our refusal to accept limitations. But those same qualities make us the perfect guardians for this galaxy. We've spent 20 years preparing, learning, growing stronger." "The Stellar Dawn is fully repaired," an officer reported. "All systems operational and enhanced beyond original specifications." Sarah stood and extended her hand to Nahal. "Return to your people, Captain. Tell them that humanity remembers those who showed us kindness when we were weak. Tell them that when the darkness comes, and it will come, they are not alone." As the Calaxians prepared to transport back to their ship, Nahal paused. "Why? Why risk yourselves for us?" Sarah's smile was warm but fierce. "Because that's what humans do. We protect those who can't protect themselves. We stand between the darkness and the light, and we never ever abandon those in need." The Stellar Dawn departed with its crew forever changed, carrying word of humanity's transformation. Behind them, the Indomitable turned toward the void, resuming its eternal patrol. In the darkness between stars, humanity had found its calling, and the galaxy would never be the same.